In 1974, a group of Chinese farmers digging a well in Shaanxi province made one of the most astonishing discoveries in human history. Thousands of life-sized soldiers, each with a unique face, each frozen in time, and each standing guard over a tomb that, according to ancient texts, was never meant to be opened. But here is the disturbing part. Almost everyone connected to the early discovery and excavation of the Terracotta Army suffered mysterious misfortune, sudden deaths, career ruin, illness, silenced voices, coincidence, or consequence. Tonight, we are not just exploring the Terracotta Army. We are uncovering what happened after the tomb was disturbed and why China still refuses to open the emperor's inner burial chamber. Stay with me to the end, because the final detail may change how you see archaeology forever.
To understand the curse, you must first understand the man, Qin Shi Huang, China's first emperor, a ruler so obsessed with control that he unified China through blood, fire, and fear. He standardized currency, writing, laws, and even axle widths, but he also burned books, buried scholars alive, and demanded immortality. Qin Shi Huang believed death was not an end. It was a transition, and his empire would follow him into the afterlife. That belief led to one of the largest burial projects ever attempted by humanity. Over 700,000 workers, decades of labor, a subterranean city built beneath Mount Li, and guarding it all, an army that would never sleep.
In March 1974, farmers digging a simple well struck hard clay. What emerged was not stone, not pottery, but a human face. Soon, soldiers, horses, chariots, entire battalions buried underground. Archaeologists rushed in. The world celebrated. China unveiled what would become one of the greatest archaeological discoveries ever made. But beneath the celebration, strange things began to happen. Many of the farmers who made the discovery did not live to see prosperity. Some died in poverty. Others reportedly suffered mental breakdowns. One of the original discoverers lost his land, his health, and eventually his life. Early excavation workers began reporting unexplained illnesses, persistent coughing, skin conditions, sudden fatigue. Official explanations blamed chemicals, dust, or poor conditions. But whispers of something darker spread quickly. Ancient Chinese tombs were believed to be protected by spiritual and mechanical defenses, and Qin Shi Huang's tomb was said to be the most dangerous of all. A historian named Sima Qian recorded a chilling detail over 2,000 years ago. He wrote that the emperor's tomb contained rivers of mercury, traps that fired crossbows automatically, ceilings painted with stars, a sealed inner chamber never meant to be opened. Modern tests confirm something shocking. The soil around the tomb contains abnormally high levels of mercury, so high that it would be lethal if disturbed. Suddenly, the ancient warnings no longer sounded symbolic. They sounded scientific. Despite advanced technology, China has repeatedly delayed opening Qin Shi Huang's main burial chamber, not because they cannot, but because they are afraid of destroying what lies inside. When the terracotta warriors were first exposed to air, their vibrant colors vanished within minutes. Entire artworks erased instantly. If the inner tomb is opened too early, it may be lost forever. Or worse, some archaeologists privately admit they fear triggering something irreversible, a chemical disaster, or a cultural catastrophe. Several researchers involved in early studies died unexpectedly. Others were removed from projects without explanation. Some refused interviews later in life. One archaeologist reportedly said, "Some doors are not meant to be opened not because of superstition, but because of responsibility." Was this fear or guilt? Here is the uncomfortable truth. Many so-called curses may be the result of toxic mercury exposure, mold spores, ancient chemical compounds, psychological stress. But not all questions are answered. Why were early discoverers abandoned? Why was the site militarized? Why is information still restricted? And why after 50 years has the tomb still not been opened? Ground scans suggest an underground palace, perfectly preserved, untouched for over 2 millennia. If opened correctly, it could rewrite history. If opened recklessly, it could erase it. Qin Shi Huang wanted eternity. Perhaps the final defense of his tomb is time itself. So here is the real question. Is the Terracotta Army cursed? Or is this what happens when modern humans confront ancient power without humility? Would you open the tomb, knowing it might destroy what it reveals? Or should some secrets remain buried forever? Tell me your answer in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey into ancient secrets, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next episode. Before you go, don't miss our next episode. Roman Gladiators, the brutal truth Hollywood never shows.